Hello and welcome to the Snow Report. It's the 8th of February and as I'm sure you already know, we have masses of snow here in the Meribel Valley. Our snow depths are an excellent 290 centimetres at the top of the runs and just over a metre at the bottom, and in this past week we've had some glorious skiing conditions in cold weather. 100% of the lifts and pistes here in the Meribel Valley are open, as are all of the three valley links. Now, the last snow we had was nearly a week ago. The groom runs are absolutely beautiful, especially first thing in the morning. Some of the steeper and busier runs, however, are getting a little bit hard and scraped, especially the runs into the resort at the end of the day. Now, the French holidays start this weekend. The next 4 weeks will see lots of families and there will be a lot of people on the pistes. If you are coming out over half term with your children, please do make sure that your children know the 10 rules of conduct on the slopes and reduce their risk of having an accident. In particular, do make sure your children know to look uphill before starting out. You still see far too many children charging off into the piste without having a clue whether anyone's bearing down on them. Now, if you are coming out over the half-term holidays, here are a few insiders' tips to help you keep away from the queues and the crowds. First of all, if you can, avoid the showdown in the morning between 9:15 and 9:30. That's when all the ski school classes set out and they have lift queue priority. If you're an early bird, get there sharp at 9 and get ahead of everybody else and stay ahead of them for the first few pistes in the morning. Alternatively, start from some other areas. If you're staying at the top of Meribel, for example, start out from the Adre chairlift. If you're staying in the bottom of Meribel, take the free bus to Meribel Village, which is much quieter. Remember that Saturdays are the quietest day of the week. If you're lucky enough to be here on a Saturday, do make the most of that. And it's always quietest on the pistes over lunchtime. Finally, there are lots of alternative routes to stay away from the really busy pistes. Citel, for example, the main run from the top of Platière that goes down towards Motteret, is always a very busy one. Now, there are 3 ways you can avoid this run. First is to take the little JNB piste. This is a newly created little border cross type route. It's much quieter and much more agreeable to ski down than the main Citel piste. It's blue, so it's suitable for children and skiers of all levels. Secondly, as you approach Motteret, as the Martre suddenly becomes much steeper, stay high and left and take the little route called the Easy Way Down. It's signposted as such. It's a little bit flat, but it's much quieter and usually has much better snow on it than the main Martre piste into Motteret. And finally, you can avoid the busy area altogether by taking the Ours piste instead. Now, this isn't something I'd recommend for either boarders or anybody who hates poling, because it is quite flat at the bottom. However, it's a much more relaxing way to get into Motteret, and it takes you through a particularly beautiful part of the valley. You've got lovely views up towards the Mont Vallon, and it takes you past the absolutely beautiful Tweede Lake. So do take the Ours if you can't face the busy Citel. A quick reminder that this weekend, now the days are getting lighter, longer, the last lift times are going back. You've got an extra 20 to 30 minutes to ski in the afternoon, and you'll find all the last lift times on the lift map. And finally, the forecast. I'm glad to say we're expecting a little bit more snow on Sunday and Monday of next week. That's all from me. Bye bye.